there are some basics to improvising. When I did the original workshop with Bobby McFerrin way back in 2004, some of the key fundamentals that I learned that I kind of have always stuck to, even though they teach it differently now, is that you need a foundation to start from. Even though you're improvising and you're going all over the place, there's still some rules. There's some foundations. So it's like you have a house, you have an A-frame, and if you have a home that you know that you're in, if you start from your home, then you can fly anywhere you want. You can go anywhere you want. You have your anchor, you have your home. So that's the first kind of rule that I have, that I know of, that we work with. A lot of people think that improvising is just doing whatever you want, and it doesn't really work like that.
Right.
So there are actually things that you do that in improvising that actually make it easier and better to work with. So the second thing is you find your rhythm, and the way to find your rhythm, you pick your rhythm. So if you're doing it musically, you pick what rhythm you want. You want to do bebop, country, rock and roll, whatever it is, samba, you pick whatever rhythm. If you know rhythms, you can pick one that way. If you don't, you can listen for a rhythm and just kind of go there. Or if you can just feel something, or if you're really not sure, you can listen to something and decide, like if you're listening to something banging on a pipe in the plumbing, and you'll go, okay, that's my rhythm. You can pick anything, or the rain falling in the window or something like that. There's rhythm everywhere around you, everywhere. There's outside of you and inside of you. There's your heartbeat, there's your breath, there's your, digestive system. There's all kinds of rhythms inside of you. There's rhythms outside of you. You can listen for them, they're there. You can always pick those. Like I said, you can pick the rhythms that you hear in music, if you want to listen to music. And then the third key is your key. So you pick a key, and then that is your home. And the idea is that, okay, I'm going faster in my head, sorry. You pick a key which works with your rhythm and your home. So you have those three things, and then you can literally create anything. That's like having a recipe, right? You can literally create anything from that point on. And you can do that in anything. You can do that if you're painting, or if you're in the middle of a financial situation, or if you're in the middle of a health crisis or anything else. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. If you I don't know who that is. If you take those three keys and you put those into any situation, you'll be able to create anything you want. It'll be easy. It'll flow better. It'll be better than having obstacles constantly put in front of you, because it gives you the option to actually create something. And so that's kind of where we went from having the music side of it, moving into the life side of things. And that's sort of where I sort of was trying to put things in from the musical side into the life side. And you can take the techniques and use them that way I'm trying to recap here. So in life, if you have a health crisis, for example, and you have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan D, whatever it is, those would be your keyholes. And your key will be the key that you use, and it'll fit into one of those keyholes. In music, it'll be the key you're singing in. And the key that you're singing in will be the key that you are most natural in. That'll be the key that you speak in. So whatever that's your sweet spot, that's your note. And everybody tries to sing, everybody wants to be a soprano, everybody wants to be an alto, whatever. Most people want to try to be a soprano. I hear a lot of people trying to be a soprano, that's not what they are. but they're stretching, and you can hear the stretching. They want to get up there, and that's what you're hearing. You're hearing them wanting to get up there. You're not hearing their natural voice. That's not their key. They're not up there. You just want to be in that. If you are in that zone where your sweet spot is, where your note is, you are gonna sound amazing. And it's not even necessarily for you, because you're not going to be on stage, because that doesn't really matter for this. This is like just totally improvising in your life, for yourself, for, you know, whatever you need to do. This is what that's for. You're not going to be on stage. It doesn't matter. But you want to be in your voice. So my note would be because that's the note I sing in. That's the note I speak in. It's not going to be because that is too hard for me. I can do it if I need to, but that's not my note.
Right.
It'll be right here. So Kim, give us your note. There you go. Or Ruth, give us your note. There you go. So it's just that where you speak. That's your sweet spot. That's your note. You can go higher, you can go lower, but that's your sweet spot, right? And you'll feel it. You can feel the transition going up and going down. But that'll be where it goes from. So those are the 3 keys. That's the recap of what we were doing on Sunday. And then what we did from there is we started to play. And everybody got a chance to play and do different things with it. And I was talking to each individual person about their different pieces of rhythm, their different pieces of their keys in their lives, and the different foundations and where they're at. So that's where we were. So there's the recap. Now,
thank you.
You're welcome. Today I was thinking we were just going to sing, but I have a completely new person. So I wasn't prepared for that at all. So life is all about improvising. Yes, and this workshop is all about improvising. And that's what I'm doing. I'm improvising. So I am going to do that, and I am going to ask you what you want to know, what you want to learn. And I'm going to throw it back at you and say, what do you want to learn? And I will help you do that.
Oh, me? Okay.
Yes.
What do I want to learn?
Mm-hmm.
What is my ideal key to sing in? I've been singing on an app called Smule, and I just do it for the pleasure of it, just for fun.
Right.
And I find that there's certain songs that I really like, but I can't be true to me in it because I'm stretching, as you put it, or I'm, reaching beyond what my natural key is. And maybe I'm just not able to choose those right songs because I'm not able to, by ear, identify, oh, that's the key I should sing in, or that one's not in the right key.
Okay, so I don't know what's your musical background?
Oh, just for the love of singing. I've sang all my life. I sang in choir, jazz choir in high school, but nothing serious, no professional singing, just for fun.
Can you read notes?
Yes.
Okay.
A little bit. It's been a long time, so yes.
Okay, right. So would you know
more by ear?
Would you know what a key is though if you heard it?
I couldn't identify it. Like if I heard, oh, that's the key of B. No, I can't do that.
Okay. All right. So then I wouldn't worry about it too much.
Okay.
Okay.
So how would I know? How would I know instinctively?
You're going to feel it, right? I mean, if it's not your key, you're going to know.
Okay.
If a song is not in your key, then what you can do is harmonize with it. So you can do the lower note or the higher note, wherever is more comfortable with you. So you don't have to sing that melody that is sitting there in that key that is uncomfortable. So you can do the harmony that's a little bit higher, a little bit lower, and then you're still singing along to the song, because that's what I do all the time too. If I can't hit that, wherever that person is, then I just go a little bit lower. And
and sometimes there's not an option for that, and I guess I just need to get more choosy about which songs I'm choosing to sing, because they've already been arranged by someone else, and I can choose to do a song and then invite other people to sing it. Then I can choose which one I want. But sometimes it's only I don't get to choose the harmony part. And so, but I still want to sing that song.
Which,
Guess
okay,
what
give me an example of the song.
Oh gosh, I can't think of a song right off the top of my head. I don't know. There's too many of them. Of course, now I'm put on the spot.
I know, I hate that. Are we talking about songs on the radio? Are we talking about like pop songs? Are we talking about
all kinds of different songs? Christmas songs a lot lately. Some country songs. They have all different genres on this little app, and it's from people all over the world. And they just, yeah, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I just recently started doing improvisation on there because there were people inviting me to sing in languages that I don't speak. But I loved the song, and I couldn't understand a single word that the guy was saying, but I just loved the song. So I just started making up my own words, and I sang my part to his song, and it was great fun. I loved it. It was real fun.
Okay, so we were talking about that on Sunday. Somebody was asking me, how do you do the vocables? And I said, one of the ways to do the vocables is to imagine you're speaking in an alien language, and just continue to do that. And that's, or you take out the vowels out of the word, or you take the consonants out of a word, and and you keep doing that. So you would be like coming up with words that don't have vowels or don't have consonants, or you mix it up a little. Yeah.
Well, I was actually singing in English, and he was singing in, I'm not sure what language. I don't even know what language it was he was singing in, but it was beautiful. He had a beautiful voice, and it was an original song he'd written apparently. And I had no idea what he was singing. I just loved the music, and I loved the sound of his voice. So I just made up English words to his and did improvisation with him.
Oh, that's very cool. How did he take it? How did he enjoy it?
He replied back in English, "Wow, thank you, amazing." So he enjoyed it.
That's good. That's awesome. That's really awesome. Okay, so here's I'm going to do a piece so that you can listen for the parts that I was telling you about, the different pieces, the foundation, the home, the key, and the rhythm, and see what you can get from that. Okay. All right.
Is that a piece you just made up just spontaneously, or is that one of Bobby McFerrin? Oh, no, okay.
Oh, I just made it up.
Awesome.
So that's just like right in this moment. I just made it up. Now, did you see where I was with the note?
Did I see where you were with the notes?
Yeah. Did you see where my home was? Did you hear where my home was?
It seemed a little high for you.
No, that's not what I meant. The note that I was coming back to all the time was da 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 ba da ba da ba da ba da ba boom.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so there's always that home note, right? So I'm always coming back to that note. That is always, so it's whatever scale it is, but that's the note that I always come back to. So that's home. That's the key.
Okay.
Right? So that's where I always sit. So if you improvise just without the home or the key, then it just sounds like chaos.
Okay.
Okay. Whereas if you have that key and you pick your rhythm, which is what I did, was like a bebop, then it sounds like something. Right? It sounds like a song. It sounds like something that I created, because it actually has the key, it has the rhythm, it's actually put into bars, which is what I did. I put it into bars of 4, and then you have your song, and you can improvise.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
You want to give it a try?
Okay, with you or by myself?
No, on your own. Give it a shot. We'll do it together. But try it on your own.
Okay. Oh, all right. Ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee, ba-dee-da-dee-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee, ba-dee-da-dee-da, ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dee, ba-dee-da-dee-da-dee, da-da-da-da-da-da.
There you go. See, I heard it. You got all the right parts in there. So that's right. That's exactly how you do it. So you just practice. And again, you do the vocables like you're talking a foreign language. Right? Imagine that's what scatting is basically. You're just making up a foreign language. Pretend you're creating a language for a sci-fi film. It's kind of how I look at it. They come up with all those walking. You get me to do it, but we have vocables. There's a lot of different ways to do it. One of the other ways that I used to tell people to do it was one of the earliest ways that I know of that vocables came about was the what was it called? The Blessed Mutter. The Blessed Mutter was in churches when the priests were speaking in Latin, they would never say it clearly out loud. They would mutter, the Blessed Mutter, so that the lay people would not learn the language and it sounded very mysterious and holy. Because it was muttered. They wouldn't know the actual language because it was not for them to learn, and the priests would have that as something sacred. So it sounded sacred, and it was a mutter.
Had not heard that before.
It's written in books. It's a historical thing. I know, it's funny, but it's that. And you could do that, and that is a Blessed Mutter. Right.
With the occasional rising of something.
Yeah. And we used to do that when we created soundscapes. A lot. So you would use the Blessed Mutter to create some, like some, yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So, and we would use wind and sound and like rain sounds and all kinds of things to create a soundscape, which is also a way of improvising. It's just a different form of improvising that we can do. And we did that when we were at the Bobby thing as well. Actually, Rhiannon was the one who kind of spearheaded the whole soundscape thing, which was kind of nice. It was cool. It was very cool. The way that she did it in a very, I don't even know how to explain. It's hard for me to explain this. There was we had participant performances. Okay, thank you. And so her group did a soundscape, and they did it as a movement as well. So they started in a circle within a circle within a circle, and nice. They moved sort of like in this flow, and the sound with them. It was really, really quite interesting. It was really cool to watch and to listen to as the sound was flowing with them. Yeah, it was really neat.
I've done some dance workshops and things, and a little bit of studying with Gabrielle Roth's rhythms and different things. Yeah. And it's just, to me, I just love music and improv dancing and things like that. One of the funnest memories I have is at Brighton Bush Hot Springs in Oregon. and they had some dance. I don't even remember the name of the group, but it was basically music for yourself, music for others, and then music for God. And it was rotating through all three of those things, and the music was totally improv, and the movements were as well. There was no dance step they were teaching, and they started out with everybody blindfolded so that you weren't feeling
Dance Guild?
What's that?
Sacred Dance Guild? It
was something sacred, something, but I don't remember the name of the group that was teaching it.
Yeah,
but it was
really
really fun. And with the starting out with the blindfolds on everybody made it so that nobody could be self-aware, nobody could be worried that someone was staring at them. And so they could make noises with whatever, and they could make movements, and they could do things without feeling like silly, and by the end of the night we had blisters on our feet and our voices were hoarse and we were sweaty, and it was just great fun. So
I've done a lot of workshops like that, either participated in or facilitated, and it's been a great part of my life. I've really enjoyed it. It's kind of frustrating to be on a computer.
Yeah, I bet.
And not be, in a room where I can move around and do things with people. It's yeah. Right. I don't know. We'll get there. We will.
Yeah.
One of the things that I love the most about singing is that I move.
Yeah.
I don't stand still. I move.
I do too.
It's hard for me to stand still when I'm singing. Okay, so we're gonna do, because I'm jumping way forward from where we were on Sunday. But maybe we'll go back. So we're gonna go back to what your home is, where are you most at home in yourself, and then most at home in your music.
Where am I most at home with myself?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have to say right here where I'm at right now in my little office art studio and by myself. I'm really a solitary person. I enjoy my own company. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. And where are you most at home in your music?
Singing in my car.
Yeah. What kind of music do you like?
I listen to a lot of contemporary Christian music currently. Have for the last couple of years a local regional radio that I really enjoy. But I listen to a lot. I've got an eclectic kind of a taste in music, but in my car, it's typically just that station.
Do you recognize or do you know what your rhythm is?
I think it varies. I don't know if I have just one rhythm, if that's possible. There's sometimes it's flowing, it's real smooth and swaying, almost like a smooth jazz, you know what I mean? Just real, and other times it's get up and dance, boogie, move my butt kind of, pop music. That's just, I don't listen to it very much because sometimes it's irritating, but the rhythm of it, you know what I mean? The dance, kind of a hip hop dance is, so it depends.
Yeah, it really just like caffeine music and then herbal tea music, right? And then there's between.
Yeah, and then there's other things in between that I'll sometimes, hit my stride with as well.
Okay. And then the other one is your key. And then you have your key and your voice. And I'm sorry, I don't have a keyboard or anything to tell you what key you sing in.
I believe that I'm probably a B. A key of B is where.
Yeah, you're probably right.
That to me, intuitively, the songs that I've heard seem like they were in that key, were the most comfortable for me to sing the entire song without any issue.
Okay. Yeah, you're probably right, because we're both probably talking in about the same key, and I'm usually a B flat.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's about where I'm at.
Yeah. Okay. And what about in life? Where's your key in
Well,
life?
oh, golly. I have no idea. I'm on a journey right now. My key in life.
I'm looking around your studio.
What's that?
I'm looking
What's
around
that?
your studio.
Oh yeah, I got stuff everywhere. Um, I'm not sure what my key is in life. I don't know that, again, that there's just one.
Does art have anything to do with it?
Oh yeah, I love art. I love color. I love my office. I'll give you a quick little tour with my laptop. Is a mess. My desk, I don't know if you can see it, that's organized chaos, but I've got colored pencils and all kinds of things. I've got frames in the back here that works in progress. I've got stuff all over. I've got a whole shelf full of stuff I've painted there. I've got earrings up on there that I've made. I've got art in process there. I've got all kinds of, I love creating things. Throughout the years, I have gone through, I carve and I do wood burning and I paint and I draw and I do multimedia. And right now my current thing is acrylic paint pouring. I don't know if you can see some of those, but
yep.
It's just for fun and it's amazing. Sometimes I just get into the zone, out of my head, out of my thinking, and I'm just creating. And
so creation is your key.
Okay.
That's what I'm hearing. Can you get out of your head and into that zone when you're singing?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why I sing.
Okay. So that's where you go when you're improvising. That's the space you want to be in when you're improvising. You're in the moment and you just let go of everything else. And if you have those things, the foundation, the key, and the rhythm, then like I said, you can fly anywhere. You can create to your heart's content because you have your media, right? Those are your mediums. So if you're painting, you have your mediums and then you just go, right? You do what you do. And so in improvising, this is the same idea. So you have your mediums, which is your key, your rhythm, and your home, and you're ready to go. And you can create whatever you want. So you want to fly?
Oh, okay. Just sing something. Huh?
Yeah. Let's do something.
Okay. What's the rules? Are there rules? Other than what's that?
I just gave
okay, those are the only rules?
Those are the rules we need. We can turn to more rules, but those are the basic rules. You don't really need a whole lot of them.
Okay. Okay. So we can do this together or just me?
You know what? I'd have to ask Aruj wherever she is. I don't know if she's listening or not. Aruj, are you there?
Yes, I am. Just
okay. So on Sunday, Paul put us into some kind of a mode where we could actually sing together. And I don't know what mode it was. He said he did something. He enabled something.
Enabled a mode where you guys could sing together?
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have just allowed you guys to basically turn on the microphone. So your microphones are already turned on, so you guys can actually sing together.
There won't be any delay, or we won't cancel each other out?
It's just that no, you guys should not be able to cancel each other because you guys are singing together, so everything should be together. No? Do you want to give it a try though?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Right, give it a try.
All right. Do da 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 do da
Can you hear us both, Aruj?
Sorry,
Did
say
that
that
work?
again. Yeah.
Could you hear us both at the same time?
Yeah, I can hear
You
both
could?
of you, and it's fine.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. All
It's not
right.
cancel. It's nothing. Like it's like a one synchronization.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
Awesome. That's awesome. All right. Okay, so I'm going to just do like a background. I'll lay a background and then you can just fly with it. How about that?
Okay, we'll try it. Why not?
Okay. All right, let's see. Dum tak 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 dum tak 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 dum tak 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 dum tak 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 dum tak tak
Never did this before. So much fun, yeah. Don't know if I know the rules.
Okay, so here's what we do. So we'll do a 4 square. Okay, so we'll do 4 bars. No, we'll do. So when you pick something that you want to do, like a particular phrase, you do it for. We'll do it for 4 bars.
Okay, so you say the same phrase 4 times?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you can switch it. You can add to it or you can switch it to something else. And then we can just trade off of each other. So you do something for 4 bars and I'll do like the background, right? So I'll do like a da, 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 and then you do your 4 bars and then we switch.
Okay.
And then you do the da, 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 and then I'll do the 4 bars. Do you get it?
But and you make up 4 different ones?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
And
so we switch doing the underlying thing so that both of us can improvise. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay, I think so. And do they have to be nonsensical words?
It can be whatever you want.
Okay.
Okay. So if you if you want to use words, you can use words. If you want to, I use sounds because I just find it more fun to use sounds. But if you want to use actual words, you can do that too. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll get us started. I'll do the easy one. Tweety, tweedum, tweety, tweedum.
Do 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 do. I think I lost count.
It's okay. Hey, boom, boom, hey, boom, boom, hey,
Oh,
hey, boom,
oh,
hey,
oh,
boom, boom, hey, boom,
oh,
hey,
oh,
boom, boom, hey, boom,
oh,
hey,
oh,
boom, boom, hey, boom,
oh,
hey, boom,
oh,
hey, 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 boom, ba, ba, sway, hey,
da
hey,
da da
boom,
da
sway,
da da
ba,
da
ba, da, ba,
da
ba,
da
de,
da
ba,
da
hey,
da
ba,
da
da, ba, ba,
da
de,
da
de,
da
bo, de,
da
ah,
da
ba,
da
da, ba,
da
da, de, hey, ba,
da
da,
da
ba,
da
ba, da,
da
ah,
da
ba,
da
da, ba,
da
de, da, ba, da,
da
ba, bo, bo, hey, ba, da, ba, da, hey, ba, da, ba, da,
I get
hey.
lost. I have no idea how many times I've
It
done it.
doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. We're having a great time.
I find I want to start like adding some percussion in.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Do you want to learn how to do some vocal percussion?
Oh, okay. Sure, why
Okay.
not?
Why not? We've got the time, right? Nobody else around. Okay. So, the best way, the easiest way to learn how to do the bass drum and the kick drum, the snare, is boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats. So you want to put your tongue right up to the you're putting your tongue right up to the front of your teeth. So that's the bass and the snare. And then you have the that's the cymbal. Okay, it's a k-ts, k-ts. So you go k-ts.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's the symbol. K-ts. Yeah. K-ts. Yeah. And then if you want to do that's yeah. A lot of, and then there's all kinds of other sounds you can make for all the different drums and instruments, and yeah, it's fun. You can have a lot of fun with that. I find it lots of fun. When you're doing the circle singing thing, it's good when you give people, they tend to give the men those parts because they're the lower parts, and they tend to give them those parts, but they don't teach them how to make the sound. They're like really quiet over there, trying to go, and they don't know what they're doing. So it's really fun. It's really fun. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my observation. I hope it doesn't get out.
No, we won't tell anybody.
We won't tell anybody.
No.
Okay,
I think she's recording it.
Oh no. Do you have a song that you would like to do? You said you were doing Christmas songs. Is there a Christmas song you'd like to do that maybe we can figure out the harmony on?
Oh, a cappella? I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. What's your favorite Christmas song?
I'm not a Christmas fan.
Oh, okay. Well, then we won't do Christmas songs. What are you a fan of?
Improvising. That's my favorite. Um, it really is. It really is my favorite. I love making stuff up. I can do it all day long. When I listen to songs on the radio, I'm usually just making up parts. That's what I do. I listen to the song and the lyrics, and sometimes I'll sing a little bit, but then I usually just start making stuff up. And I'm just singing along with my own thing. That's I don't know. That's just who I am. Just funny that way. And I am a creator too, so I totally understand the creative mind. And whenever I'm faced with a situation, which is why I wanted to do this, an improvised life, because I'm always looking for solutions to things. I'm always looking on how to create a solution or how to create something. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm constantly in that headspace. If there was a job out there that would be a creator, just that would be my job title, then that's what I would do, you know, or I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
One of my favorite jobs ever was a creator, and we didn't have, it was a startup, a hybrid startup. It's called Islandwood. It's an environmental learning center on Bainbridge Island in Washington, and I was one of the founding members. And we didn't know what we needed, and so I was at this pivotal role where we had all of these really highly educated people, way more educated than me, that all thought they knew what they needed and what we needed. And the original founder said, you know, you're going to be like the hub, and you're going to create systems for what all this needs. And that I was thriving in that. I loved it so much.
Great.
It was, yeah, it was awesome. It was one of my favorite jobs ever.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter where I am, I'm always thinking, well, this is what this could use. This is what this could be doing. This is what, you know, this is what this could thrive in. And this is, you know, and I'm always coming up with these ideas, and they're always like these crazy ideas, but they're fun. And I like the thinking about them. It's like, you know, they don't always go somewhere, but then, you know, I'll say something to somebody, and then, you know, a year later that has come up and somebody has done it, or, you know, whatever. And it's really awesome that happens. And I have this idea. So I've been put in, and this is the improvisation of life. I've been put in this situation with the dogs. Prior to this, I was put in a situation with my parents, because they were my mom was palliative with kidney cancer. My dad had advanced Parkinson's, and I ended up having to take care of them. You know, I thought it was going to be, oh, well, you know, this will be like, what, you know, 3 to 6 months, or, you know, maybe a year at the most. It was 7 years. Yeah. It was a long time, and it created a lot of scenarios where I had to like really think on my feet and be very creative and improvise a lot and come up with new ideas. And it was a very interesting time, because I couldn't work. It was a full-time job. I couldn't work, so that became my job. So that was where I started to just put what I knew into what I was doing. And I had a drafting table downstairs where, when I needed to stop doing and just create, that's where I would go and just create, and then the ideas would keep flowing. And that's when I was doing the virtual choir, and, you know, trying to find ways to move and dance and do all the things that would keep me flowing, keep me going. Yeah, and that's when I also went back to the Bobby McFerrin thing and started doing the vocal improv again. So it's all keeping all of that movement going. And now I'm in the pandemic thing. And I'll tell you, if it wasn't for the music and the singing and the vocal improving and the staying connected to my vocal improv friends and doing things like that, I don't know what would have happened to me. But that helps. You know, it really helps. And then of course we had a dog, and then we were asked if we could rescue a dog, and I said sure, okay, we can rescue a dog. I ended up staying moving in with my sister because I lost my home and my job and everything. So I'm now still staying with her because, you know, things have not quite moved out yet. Things have not quite, you know, settled into the new, whatever the new is. Slowly getting back to work, but not quite fully there yet. And so we rescued a dog, and the dog came with 7 puppies inside of her.
No.
We did not know. We did not know. And I even took her to the vet for her first visit, and the vet did not know either. Did not tell me. She said, well, I think she had a false pregnancy, is what she said to me. And then we had 7 puppies.
Oh my word.
Yeah, so it's been a little bit crazy for the last couple of months because, you know, we've had in a small 2-bedroom apartment, 9 dogs. Yeah, and we've had to come up with solutions to that. And of course, we go to the dog park often because they need a lot of space to run in. And I was thinking, and this is where this story is going, crazy idea. What would be a great thing is dog heaven, where we would have, you know how they have those golf places where people go and there's that big tent thing, that giant big, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. They have that air-filled tent. It's like a stadium, football stadium size that place, right?
Yeah.
And they use these things for golfing or tennis. And I'm thinking, okay, never mind the golfing and the tennis. We need to get something that size as an indoor dog park.
Yeah.
Or when it's raining or snowing or whatever.
Right.
And create an indoor dog park where dogs could go. And I mean, you know, you just sign up and go to this place, and there would be like all different kinds of areas in the park. You could Zamboni it clean every day. You could have a part where you could do a, you know, self dog wash or groomer's dog wash or whatever. I mean, it could be all kinds of different things going on in this place.
Fly ball over in one area.
A what ball?
Fly ball, you know, where they fly the ball.
I know. It'd be like insane. You could do all kinds of things. It would be amazing. You could get, you know, a dog park designer to come in and design whatever. But it would be an amazing thing because there are only so many days that are like, our dog park is very poorly constructed, and it's mucky 3/4 of the time.
Yeah.
It's like, and they're dirty all the time, and it's just like, it's insane. And the city's just not paying attention to it. And not at all. Like, we have to fight for every little thing, and it's really, really frustrating. And I'm thinking, well,
where do you live?
Brantford, Ontario.
Okay.
In Canada.
Okay.
You're in Washington, right?
Not anymore. No, I'm in East Texas.
East Texas. Okay. I know where Bainbridge Island is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was supposed to do a Labyrinth conference there a couple of years ago, but I never made it because, I don't know, I think somebody was in the process of dying or something. I don't know, but you know how it goes. East Texas?
East Texas, about an hour east of Dallas.
Okay. So Brantford is just west. It's about an hour west of Toronto.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cold yet?
Sorry?
Cold, huh?
Yes. Actually, no, it's not cold right now. I'm supposed to go up to 17 tomorrow.
Ooh.
Sorry, 17 Celsius. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
Yeah, okay.
I know it's something in Fahrenheit. I don't know what it is, but it would be quite warm. Sorry. Yeah, it doesn't. It it's going from 0 to 17 and then going back down to 0 again. We get this weather that goes like this all the time here because we're in the southern part of the country, not in the snow part of the country. So we get this all the time. So we get the muck. Yeah, there's a lot of muck all the time. But they could level out the ground. They could do a lot of grading to the ground to sort of reduce that muck, and they just haven't, because it's a dog park and they don't pay attention to the dog park. They pay attention to the human parks. So yeah, so there my creative mind goes, well, how could we solve that problem? And I go into the big balloon thing, the stadium size thing.
Well, it could be, instead of a public one, it could be a private dog park where you have to pay a membership fee, which would fund it. And
yes, absolutely.
And then you could even have like a little restaurant cafe for single nights on Saturday. And so there's a whole dating scene, and there's alcohol. Of course, you got to have some wine, tasting kind of thing going on.
Okay, you're on the board of directors. That's so
there could be trainer Tuesday, where all the trainers come in, and if you want to train your dog, they'll help you. But you have to pay an entry fee, just like a country club or something like that. And the people that work there are getting paid. You pay them to wash your dog if you want your dog washed, and you tip them, and yeah, it could work. You just need some angel investors.
You see? And this is where the creative mind goes.
Yeah. What is your hand when you put your hand up like this? Put your hand up like that. Show me your hand like this. Yeah, your second finger is the longest one, same as mine. That means you're a visionary.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, that's
Isn't
common.
Everybody's second finger the longest?
No,
Oh,
only
really?
visionaries. Visionary people are.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah. Next time you look at someone, look at their hand like that and see if that rings true.
That's very interesting.
It's true.
Huh. Wow, that's pretty cool. Okay, so tell me what else you want to know. I'll try to share whatever I can.
When are you going to do another one of these?
I don't know.
In real life?
In real life. We still have restrictions where we are.
Yeah.
So
is everything pretty shut down?
Pretty much. I mean, we're allowed to do certain things, but my other job, my sort of other job, is working in the event industry, and the event industry is just not that open yet.
Yeah.
It's not. We're still fairly restricted. Some things are open. Conferences are open. Trade shows are open. Other things are a little more restricted. And then there's ways that you have to do it and things you have to do as a result up front. And then it's so complicated that it's like, people are still not doing very much right now. So we're still doing Zoom stuff and whatever. I am thinking about taking an improvised life and turning it into a podcast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of story. I've had a lot of people say I should take the journey I went on with my parents and turn it into a book, and I really, really don't want to do that.
And why don't you?
Oh, I really don't think that people want to hear about the horrors that was, because it was not a pretty thing. Everybody thinks that if you are taking care of your loved ones when they are in the process of dying in their in that stage, when there's a name for it, when they're actively dying, that's going to be some sort of a Hallmark movie. And it's not. It's really, really not. And I guess they're expecting, that, I don't know that people are expecting that kind of a inspirational book that will, give them that Hallmark moment. But it's hard. It's hard.
Did your parents and you talk about their end of life or do any planning before it happened?
They did some planning. They kind of shocked me with their planning, and
So you didn't discuss anything with them?
no, they were not comfortable talking about their end of life. And I actually ended up doing some discussion with them, and they were like, "Why are you talking about this?" And I said, "Well, because it's going to happen, and we have to talk about it." So,
Yeah.
I mean, that was well into, I guess, 2 years into being there. I mean, it took some time to get them comfortable with actually having those discussions. They were pretty shut down. And I think that was the bigger part of that whole journey, my journey with them, is that to help them accept their transition, because they were terrified. They were absolutely terrified of the whole idea, and just being able to help them deal with it and face it and go into that journey was probably more of what I was doing than all of the hard work, which was the health care and the house care and then the financial care and the food care and the everything else care, which was brutal on my body. I'm still paying for it.
Well, I came here originally to East Texas in 2009. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer, and I came to just help her with that during her treatments. And she ended up getting well. And I went back to Washington in 2011. And then she got sick again with a different cancer, not mastitis. It was a secondary cancer. And I came back in 2013 for good. And she's had 5 major individual cancers. None of them have masticized. She's got congestive heart failure, a myriad of other problems. And
she sounds like my mother.
So I totally relate to, I lived with her and took care of her. She thought she was dying, and the doctors were actually having those kind of conversations with her. And she was real in denial and didn't want to, like you called it, shut down around it. And I eventually, she's independent now. I don't live with her. I live about 15 minutes from her. And I can, help her when she needs help. I can be there. But she went through a period where she was supposed to be eating pureed food only, and has swallowing issues to this day because she had, one of her cancers was throat cancer. She's lost a kidney. She's lost half of her lung. She's lost a breast. I mean, she's just had all these surgeries and all these things. She's gone through so much, and those conversations, that end of life stuff, I work it in all the time. And even just the other day, she feeds the critters. She has these possums and raccoons that come out to the back of her house. She feeds them. She makes them dinner every day, and it has to be at the right time because they expect it at the right time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she does sound like my mom.
Yeah, she's a nut. She's a complete nut. And I said to her the other day, I said, Mom, it's really not a good idea. This is a whole generation of these raccoons that you've been feeding that have no idea how to survive out in the wild now. All of these babies that are now grown up and come to your door every single day at 6 p.m. When you die, what's going to happen to all of them? No one will continue feeding them. When you die and you're no longer in this house, your neighbors aren't going to take up the baton and start feeding these critters. And so you need to probably start weaning them off of, and let them learn how to eat in the wild. And she said, no, we shouldn't talk like that. And I said, talk like what? Like real? I mean, you're at the end of your life. You're not actively dying, but you could die any minute. I mean, she has so many things that she's like a house of cards. And she says, well, they'll figure it out. They'll, and I'm like, no, they won't. And having little conversations like that with her on an ongoing basis is really, like you called it, it's improvisation. You have to improvise ways to work those things into without her shutting down again.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's really interesting. Yeah.
So she has quite the rhythm going on, because her rhythm must be very, very like if you watch that rhythm of where her life is with her illnesses and how they probably have a pattern if you were to watch them and how they come up and when they come up, and you could follow the pattern. My mom was yearly. It wasn't necessarily a cancer every year, but every year she had something going on. Every year we were in the hospital with something. And it just became a pattern of something.
Well, we have a running joke with her that she needs a staycation every once in a while. That's a hospital visit. If they admit her, that we call that a staycation. And we've nicknamed her the Energizer Bunny because I don't know if you ever remember any of those commercials where he beats the drum, boom, 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 and then he just stops because his batteries run out. And they say that's not an energizer or something like that, you know. And so she just boom, 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 boom until she stops. And then we have to go get a staycation and they pump her back up and give her more whatever. And it's really, really interesting, you know, when I think of using improvisation with her, it is exactly what you do.
Yes, absolutely. Isn't that something? I know.
Yeah.
Okay, on a brighter note, let's make some music. You wanna sing with us, Rouge?
Sure.
Okay. All right. Okay, so I'll give us something to start with, and then you guys can just add to it. All right. Okay. Beep-ba, boop-ba, beep-ba, boop-ba, beep-ba, boop-ba. Beep ba boop ba beep ba beep ba beep ba beep ba beep ba keep changing it. Keep going. That was fun. Lots of fun.